Okay, get yourself ready for your morning practice. Sit yourself on a lift and come into a good cross-legged position. So you can sit directly on the floor. If you've got a cushion or something to sit on, it just gives you a little additional elevation. You can feel good. So a little wriggle about, make sure that you're feeling level and even at the seat bones. Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area up to the ceiling. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Just look down at the floor, look at something that isn't moving. Soften your jaw by drawing the lower teeth away from the upper teeth. Soften your tongue. Soften the throat. After sitting for a little while, just observe the levelness of the seat bones. Do you feel even, or do you have to maybe adjust? Just reset your seat bones. Lift up into the chest, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Fill your lungs from the bottom to the top and empty them from the top to the bottom. Release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste, press the palms firmly together. Lengthen from your armpits into your elbows. And then allow your eyes to gently close. So focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Listening to the sound of the breath as it enters and as it exits. With an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Lift your chest up to meet your chin. Draw the shoulders down away from your ears. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area. And then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb on both hands. Just a gesture of wisdom and of physical intelligence and of peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. Just raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Hold onto your knees, lift up into your heart area. Elevating the heart area as high to the ceiling as you can, and then draw your shoulders down away from your ears so you lengthen out the neck. Take a deep inhalation, and then with the following exhalation, turn to the right side. Drawing your abdomen across, your ribs and your shoulders, keeping your neck still. Use each subsequent exhalation to intensify the rotation of the abdomen and the ribs and the shoulders. Use each inhalation to bring in energy. Come back to the center. Hold onto your knees, lift up into your chest. Elevate the heart area upwards. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. Drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. Digging the back hand firmly into the floor. And then gently come back to the center. Come off your lift and then sit back on your heels. Sit back on your heels, lift up into the chest. Just observe how your shins connect into the ground. Just spend a little time allowing your shins to mold into the floor. So if you're on a hard floor, probably less likely to kind of completely connect. If you're on a soft floor, like I am, then your shins are more likely to connect. So you can always put a blanket underneath your legs if they're not, a folded blanket if they're not connected. Press the shin bone into the shin skin so that the thighs activate. When the thighs activate, you can extend up into the spine and then come forwards, hinging at the hips. Stretch the arms forward, spread the fingers, spread the palms. Keep the seat bones down on your heels. And then stretch your arms away. Listen to the breath. Activate your arms, spread the fingers. Press the palms firmly into the floor. Press the index finger knuckle deeply into the floor. Squeeze the outer elbows in. Listen to the breath. Come up onto your knees, turn your toes under, and then come up into the dog down, bending your knees initially, and then lifting the seat bones, lifting the tailbone, and then straighten the legs. Keep the heels high. Just spend a moment observing your action, observing the balance of action. So within the pose, if we truly feel our way into the pose, we probably observe that maybe one side over the other works more efficiently. Maybe the left side of the body is more eager than the right side. So get the right side to observe and activate evenly so that it feels like the body works evenly. So if your focus is all on your legs, what about your arms? Where is the balance of action between the legs and the arms? So spend a little time inside the pose observing. Activation comes from observation. Without observation, there is no true balanced activation. Breathing even deep inhalations and exhalations, listening to the breath. If I'm holding you in the pose for too long, then you can rest. If you can stay and maintain, then do for just a little longer. Working towards that observation of evenness. Observation leading to activation, leading back to observation. And through that cycle, we develop sensitivity. Okay, step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position, get a couple of blocks for your hands, and then bring your feet as wide apart as your mat. Aligning the edge of your feet really precisely with the edge of your mat. So, part of our yoga practice isn't just throwing ourselves into positions, it is becoming observant, observing what the body looks like on the outside, just peering down, just seeing if the outside edge of the feet line up really precisely with the outside edge of the mat. So that external observation, but really the most important observation of all is the internal observation. So just lift the chest, look forwards, have your hands on your hips, wing your elbows towards each other. So you can't see the body, probably, but can you feel it? Can you feel how the feet connect to the floor? Are the kneecaps tightened? Are you moving the fronts of the knees through to the backs of the knees? Are you slicing those inner knees towards the back of the room? Are your thighs activated? Are you pushing the inner knees away from each other and lifting them up towards the groin, giving you space to lift even higher into the chest? Bring the elbows towards each other a little more. Try and get the thumbs to touch each other behind your back. Keep the head lifted, keep the back straight as you hinge entirely at the hips, coming forwards, hinging at the hips, and then reach down, find the blocks. Beyond fingertips. So if you haven't got blocks, you can just have your hands on your shins, or you can use a sofa or a chair. But it's better to be higher to start off with than to go down too low. So if you can use blocks, then it's an advantage. Just at this first stage, observe what your legs are doing. Observe the kneecaps. Can you press the front of the knee through to the back of the knee? Can you turn those inner knees towards the back of the room? Push the inner knees away from each other to lift the insteps. Lift the inner knees up towards the groin. And then you extend more deeply into the spine. Keep the head lifted, look forwards, drive the chin towards the other end of the room. So look forwards, extend into your chin. If you can go down lower, then do. Extend the chin away, push the chin away from the chest. Feel like someone's got hold of your legs and they're pulling the thighs away from you, but then you're trying to lengthen the spine away from the legs. Just spend a moment in observation. Are your legs working evenly? So today I can feel my legs don't feel very even at all, so I have to really work to find that evenness, just to observe the action of the legs and to observe it. If you can reach down to the floor, then do, but never at the expense of losing extension. If you can reach around the backs of the heels, drawing the chest through the legs, then do. But again, without losing extension. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, lifting the backs of the thighs up to the ceiling. If you're reaching around the heels, then bring your hands back to the floor, just back into parsvottanasana, projecting into the chin and the chest. And then bring your hands into your hips and then bend your knees on the way up if you need to, and then come up into a standing position, come into tadasana. Have the inner edge of the feet together and lift the chest. Elevate the heart area up towards the ceiling. Tighten your kneecaps. Tighten your kneecaps. Activate your thighs. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards to tuck the tailbone in. Look forwards and feel where the body is in 3 dimensions, like you're being printed with a 3D printer from the feet to the head. Just feel where the body is in 3 dimensions, where the hips are in relation to the legs, where the torso is in relation to the feet, where the head is in relation to the feet. Stretch the arms down with intention from the shoulders into the fingertips. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump your feet nice and wide. So nice and wide for trikonasana. Stretch your arms out. Turn your left toes in and your right leg and foot all the way out. And this time, rather than turning the inner knees, slicing them back, I want you to rotate the inner knee around towards the outer knee. Inner knee around towards the outer knee, especially with this front leg. So have a look where it is. Inner knee, rotate it around to the outer knee. Do the same with the back leg. Feel where your hips are and just have your hands on your hips. Are they at a slant, or can you suck this hip in a little so that the hips are level? Spread into the toes. Turn those legs, turn the inner knees around to the outer knees. Feel that you stretch from the hips down into the feet, and you activate both legs evenly. You can lengthen down into both legs evenly. Lift from the feet up into the hips, up into the spine. Stretch your arms out, and then keep that back leg as activated as the front leg, keeping that balance of action between the 2 legs. And down into trikonasana. Turning the chest up to face the ceiling. So I kind of run out of ceiling height, so I have to pull my arm back a bit too far, but ideally the top arm is directly above the bottom arm. Feel where the pelvis is and radiate energy from the pelvis into the legs evenly. In trikonasana, the front leg becomes the dominant leg often, but can you use your observation to activate evenly into both legs? From the hips into the heels, from the heels into the hips, from the hips into the chest, from the heart into the arms. Just have a quick look down. Is your head over your foot? If it's not, And lift your chest a little more, squeeze the front leg buttock bone forwards a little more. And then look up again. And then come back to the centre. Swap the feet around. Turn the right toes in and the left leg and foot all the way out. Just spend a moment just observing your legs, observing your feet, observing the balance of the hips. Turn that inner knee around towards the outer knee so that the whole of the thigh rotates with it. Do the same with the back leg. Feel that the hips are level. Radiate energy from the pelvis into the feet, the pelvis into the chest. And then come down, find the shin. Look up to the ceiling. And then go back instantly into the sensation of the pose, observing where the legs are, observing where the hips are, observing where the spine is. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Observing for that balance of action, feeling where the back leg is. Is the back leg evenly engaged with the front leg? Are you turning that leg? Just have a quick look down. Observe where your head is in relation to the foot. If it's not directly over the foot, then lift the chest a little more. Squeeze the front leg buttock bone forwards a little more. And then look up. And then come back to the centre. Bring your feet parallel. And then step or jump the feet back together. And then come back up into tadasana. Spend a few moments just observing your breath. Listen to the sound of the breath as it enters and as it exits. Observe how your energy has changed. Soften your jaw and your tongue and your throat. And then stretch your arms forward, spread the fingers, spread the palms. Turn the palms all the way out and then reach behind you, rotating the upper arms in the socket so that you turn the palms and then bring fingertips together. And then walk your fingers up towards your neck. So at this stage, it'll probably look like this. So there's a couple of actions to bring the palms together. So lengthen your elbows towards the back of the room. So draw the elbows back. Lengthen from the shoulders into the elbows and then squeeze the elbows in towards the heels of the hands. Push the heels of the hands together and lengthen up into the fingertips. Namaskarasana. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Just look forwards, but feel the pose in 3 dimensions. Feel where your feet are in relation to your hips. Are your hips kind of pushing forwards towards your toes, or can you hit your hips back so that they're directly over your heels? Winging the elbows back, squeezing the heels of the hands together. And then gently release your hands, spread your fingers. Just come back into tadasana. Listen to the breath. Observe the inhalation and the exhalation. So we're going to go into namaskarasana again. But just before we do that, just feel how the energy in the heart area has changed. Perhaps your energy fills into the chest. Take some deep inhalations, deep exhalations, observing how non-resistant inhalations introduce much more energy into the body. So aim to keep the chest gently expanding with each inhalation. Stretch your arms forwards, turn the palms all the way out, and then keep your arms high initially. So a couple of things, you can drop the chest a little, rotate the hands up to face the ceiling, and then keep rotating them to kind of the sides of the room, and then bring the tips of the fingers together, and then walk your hands up your back. At that stage, you can correct the chest. So sometimes we have a little cheat just to give us a bit of space. So again, wing the elbows back, lengthen from the shoulders into the elbows, elbows into the heels of the hands, lift up into the chest. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Just feel where the hips are in relation to the feet. Bring the hips in line with the heels. Turn the inner knees to face the back of the room. Tuck the tailbone in. Lift up into the chest. Keeping the hands in namaskarasana. Step or jump the feet apart. Turn your left toes in really steeply, and then rotate the right leg all the way out. So at this stage, your hips probably feel like they're stuck. So pick up the heel of the back foot, turn it out, and then bring the heel back down. So you can swing that back leg hip forwards. Lift up into the chest. So we're going to go down into parsvottanasana. If you need to release your hands at any stage, then do, and just reach to the floor, or you can have blocks at the sides of your hands if you need them. Lift up into the chest. Just feel that your legs are working evenly. And from even activated legs, come forwards, hinging at the hips. Keep the head lifted. If you need to let go of the hands, then just bring the hands down to the floor. Use some blocks for your hands if you need them. But if you can stay in namaskarasana, then do stretching your arms down, slicing those inner knees of both legs back. Breathing even, deep inhalations and exhalations. Bring it, keeping the head lifted, drawing the chest down along the leg. And then come back up to the center. Release the hands. And then step or jump your feet back together. Come back into tadasana. So breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Just feel the energy in the hands. Feel the energy in the hands and in the shoulders and in the chest. Stretch your arms forward, spread the fingers, bring the hands into namaskarasana behind the back, and then wing your hands up towards your back. So even if you don't do the full pose with the hands in namaskarasana, see if you can start in that way. So just observe your tadasana. And then step or jump the feet apart. So up here, because I'm on this isn't a particularly strong floor, I always step rather than jump, but you can jump. Turn the right toes in as steeply as you can, rotate the left foot all the way out, and then again pick up the heel of that right leg, and then turn it out. Bring the hips level. So that back leg hip, it always wants to go back, so bring it forward. Bring the chest forward. Slice the inner knee of both legs behind itself. Come forwards, hinging at the hips. Guiding yourself down And then release your hands if you need to, or stay and keep extending into the spine. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. If you release your hands to the floor, extend your spine away. And then bring your hands into your hips, come back to the center. Bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump your feet back together. Come back into tadasana. Just go back into tadasana and observe your tadasana. Observe how the body feels different, how your energy has lifted in the chest area, in the hips and in the legs. How your body feels a little more conscious. Come down onto your knees and then have your hands shoulder width apart. Step back, turn your toes under and have your feet hip width apart, and then come up into dog down. Immediately going back to that observation. Feel how your pose feels now as opposed to how it did at the beginning of the class. Keeping your attention in the sensations of the pose. Observe your balance of action. Try not to wriggle in the pose. Just find that balance of action and address that balance. Is the left leg working evenly with the right leg? Left arm with the right arm, arms with the legs, arms with the spine, spine with the legs. All of those things, are they working in conjunction with conscious breath? Okay, come down onto your knees, sit back on your heels. Sit back on your heels and just observe the energy you have released through your practice so far. That feeling of aliveness in the chest, in the legs and in the arms. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of pranayama. So get yourself a bolster and have the bolster for your back. If you haven't got a bolster, you can use some cushions. And then we're going to go into supta baddha. So first we're just going to do baddha with just normal breathing. So lift the chest, drive the chest along the bolster. If your head feels like it rolls back, then get a folded blanket and place that underneath your head. And then just move any equipment out of the way that's in the way. So we've worked to really bring energy into the chest, and this just helps to broaden the chest. It helps to bring energy into the body, but settling the energy a little. Because the energy of the previous poses is pretty intense, isn't it? So spend a few moments just in supta baddha, observing the broadness of the abdomen, broadness of the diaphragm region, the broadness of the chest. Just spend a few moments observing the sensations of the physical body. Is there balance in the feeling of the pose? Maybe there's a lot of energy in the body, making the body feel light from the bones into the muscles, into the organs. Just observe that feeling of energetic lightness. As you inhale, fill the lungs from the bottom to the top. And empty your lungs from the top to the bottom. Breathe evenly into both lungs and evenly out of both lungs. Observe each inhalation, each exhalation. And observe how your energy settles a little. Observe the abdomen's role in the breath. As you inhale, the abdomen naturally rises upwards. As you exhale, the abdomen naturally draws a little closer towards the spine. Just observing that activation, but it's an activation that is automatic. So just observe and acknowledge the abdomen's role in the breath. So just this first stage of ujjayi pranayama is all we need sometimes, because it draws or encourages us to draw our attention into the breath. Observing the body's accommodations for the breath, for the in-breath. So the diaphragm lowers for the in-breath, the abdomen bulges outwards to accommodate the diaphragm, the chest expands with the in-breath. And the opposite actions happen with the out breath. So just ujjayi stage 1. Simply the activation and observation of normal breath. It probably becomes a little deeper than normal breathing just because of the observation, but I don't want you to consciously extend the breath. Are you breathing into both lungs evenly? Are you breathing out of both lungs evenly? And then just bring the breath back to a normal rhythm. Push your elbows into the floor and then sit yourself up into cross legs. Just coming to cross legs, holding onto the knees, lifting up into the chest. Draw your chin forwards and down to meet the chest. Lift the chest up to meet the chin. If sitting directly on the floor doesn't work for you, if it's difficult to lift the chest or if it's difficult to roll onto the front edge of the seat bones, then sit back on your bolster. So sit the seat bones on the bolster. Lift Mula Bandha, raising the anal sphincter up towards the diaphragm region. And just observe your breath. Feel that you inflate into the legs and into the arms and into the chest. Maintaining Mula Bandha and Jalandhara Bandha so that you maintain the energy of the breath. Breathe into the hips and into the legs. Allowing the in-breath to inflate them like you're inflating a dinghy. And then release Mula Bandha, release Jalandhara Bandha. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, digging the back hand firmly into the floor to stay on the front edge of the seat bones to really turn. Using the out breath to intensify the turn. to the centre, and then turn to the left. Drawing your abdomen across your ribs and your shoulders. Using each subsequent exhalation to turn a little more deeply. And then gently come back to the centre. Just stay with your bolster and then just come down, have your bolster between your knees, sit back on your heels. And then lift up into the chest and stretch the chest along the bolster. Extending into your arms, extending into the chin. If the bolster feels too low, you can put a folded blanket on top, or you can put blocks underneath it. Try and draw the tailbone down towards the floor. Not quite so easy when there's the bolster there, but still aim to draw that sacrum down towards the heels. Just grounding your energy. Connecting your hands to the floor, connecting your shins to the floor. Aiming to keep the seat bones down on the heels. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Just sit back on your heels. And then, just for the last few moments, we'll just go down onto the floor. Have a folded blanket for underneath your head. Before we go into sirvasana, however, we're just going to do a brief viparita karanhi, so holding onto the edges of the mat. Pull your knees in towards your chest and then elevate the legs up to the ceiling. If you struggle to lift your legs, you can put a block or a bolster underneath your back, the lower back, just to help you to lift the legs. Otherwise, just use the floor, extend up into the legs. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Okay, bend your knees, bring your feet down onto the floor, just stretch yourself out along the mat, just come up onto your elbows, make sure you're in a really good straight line right down the centre of the mat. And then have your hands out to the sides of the body, palms facing upwards, resting on the middle knuckle of the hands, let the legs fall apart. Just observe the feeling of energy within the body. Allow the body to become heavy on the floor and hook in the muscles of the arms and the legs. Allow the body to completely relax into the floor, observing that feeling of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. Using your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes, into the fingertips and up into the top of the head. Just feeling the body with energy and creativity. You're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. Bring yourself back into this pose of shavasana. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just a gentle massage on the spine. And then roll over onto your right side. Stay down for a breath or two. And then stretch out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Final cross legs with your hands in the masti, just a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. And send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb. Just a gesture of wisdom and physical intelligence and peacefulness we can carry with us into our day. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you've really lifted your energy, giving yourself good, positive energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining me.